Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football postgame show. We're going to go over both games right now. I'm going to recap them. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Well, any concerns Josh Allen had about how the Bills would perform Monday night following a 10-day break were assessed during a 10-play opening drive that ended with James Cook scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run. Buffalo kept on scoring, Allen threw for 4 touchdown passes, and the Bills scored TDs on each of their first five and a half drives, in a 47-10 win over a misfiring Trevor Lawrence and the unraveling Jacksonville Jaguars Monday night. It feels good, I tell you that, said Allen, whose 11 games with 4 touchdown passes set a team record, surprising Hall of Famer Jim Kelly. Uh, I think this could have easily been a game where we had 10 days off and let up on the gas, but didn't sense that from our guys. A lot of urgency throughout the week, he said, of a team that hadn't played since a 31-10 rout of Miami on September 12th. Uh, we didn't win today. We won it in the last 10 days. Allen went 22 of 28 carries and attempts for 247 yards in the first 30 minutes alone, with completions to 9 receivers. He only attempted 2 passes after halftime, finishing 20 of 30 carries and attempts for 263 yards before Mitchell Trubisky relieved him, and he spread the wealth. Uh, Completing touchdown passes to Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, and Kalahi Shankar and Ty Johnson. Uh, Freak of nature, all those things Shakir said of Allen, who's 230 touchdowns, passing, rushing, and receiving, one of short of matching Patrick Mahomes for most by a player in his first 7 seasons. Buffalo's defense limited Jacksonville to 70 yards, 5 first downs, and a field goal in the first half possessions. Excuse me. The game was essentially over when Allen completed a 16-yard TD pass to Johnson, uh, 19 seconds before halftime. Uh, Safety Damar Hamlin contributed to the rout. With his first career interception, he easily picked up Lawrence's overthrown pass intended for rookie Brian Thomas Jr. 5 plays later, Allen completed a 27-yard TD pass to Shakir, who caught the ball at the 22 and broke 2 tackles running up the right sideline for the score. Hamlin's interception came about 21 months after he went into cardiac arrest and had to be resuscitated on the field in a Monday night game at Cincinnati. We all know my last game and how that game went, said Hamlin, a starter after spending last season as a backup. So to be able to come all the way back from that and have a special moment, it's all God. Uh, The 4-time defending AFC East champions are off to their first 3-0 start since 2020, and their third since coach Sean McDermott took over in 2017. They have topped 30 points each game. The Jaguars are in a free fall that last opened. They last opened 0-3 in 2021 under coach Urban Meyer, who was fired before the end of the season. And if things couldn't go any worse for the Jaguars, mechanical issues led to their flight being delayed out of Buffalo, the team announced. Jacksonville's latest defeat comes after a week after Lawrence expressed its frustrations by saying, "We suck right now," following an 18-13 loss to the Cleveland Browns. The Jaguars squandered leads of 14 to nothing and 17 to 7 in a season opening loss to Miami. On Monday, it was coach Doug Peterson's turn to question his team. It's really shocking, very disappointed. You hate to say it, but the reality is we're not very good right now, Pedersen said. I need everybody to coach and play better. Let's leave it at that. Lawrence finished 21 of 38 carries and attempts for 178 yards with a touchdown and interception. He lost 8 straight starts dating to last season, and hasn't won since he had 364 yards passing in a 24-21 victory at Houston on November 26th. I'm not playing my best right now, and that's frustrating, Lawrence said. It seems like everyone takes their turn in making a bad play at the wrong time, including myself. It seems really difficult to go forward. Can't find that rhythm right now. We all have to share in it. After opening the second half with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Brenton Strange, Lawrence's final 2 drives ended on downs. He was yanked with 7:45 left from the sideline with his hands on his collar as backup Mac Jones was sacked and lost a fumble 3 snaps into his first possession that led to Ray Davis scoring Ray Davis scoring on a 3-yard run. More concerning is a Jaguars defense that couldn't find any way to stop Allen. The Bills gained 288 yards, posted 19 first downs, and converted six of 8 third down chances, and both fourth down opportunities in the first half alone. Buffalo's 31-point lead at halftime matched the third largest, in team history, and it's largest since leading Atlanta 38-7 on November 22nd, 1992. Von Miller had a sack to increase his total to 126 and a half and move into a tie for 17th on the career list with Derek Thomas, one ahead of Dwight Freeney. Jacksonville quarterback Jerry Jones did not return after hurting his left shoulder on Buffalo's opening drive. Linebacker for Said Alukawan was ruled out with a foot injury, and right tackle Anton Harrison was ruled out with a knee injury. Bills defensive back Cam Lewis returned after being evaluated for a head injury, and the Jaguars will have to regroup. And they're still looking for their first win of the season, and they will they will be in Houston to take on the Texans at NRG Stadium on Sunday, and Buffalo will make its third straight prime time appearance and open a stretch of 3 straight road games at Baltimore on Sunday Night Football this Sunday. So we shall see. And I took Buffalo and I won on that one, and that put me at 8-7. And right now, I have got to give the game balls to the Buffalo Bills. I got to give them to them. Josh Allen, 23 of 30, pairs and attempts, 263 yards, 4 touchdowns. James Cook, 11 attempts, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, and Khalil Shakir, 6 receptions, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. So this was one of those games that was over before it was over. So Jacksonville will have to regroup. And in the later Monday night game, which was the Washington Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, Jaden Daniels stood in the pocket against an all-out blitz, took a hit from Bengals safety Geno Stone and launched a perfect ball toward Terry McLaurin in the corner of the end zone. McLaurin hauled it in and kept both feet in bounds while being tackled. In his third NFL game and first in prime time, Daniels couldn't miss. The number 2 overall draft pick threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for a score in a remarkably efficient performance, and the Commanders stunned Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33 Monday night. He's a real cool customer, and he's got a real poise about him. Washington coach Dan Quinn said of his quarterback, Daniels finished 21 of 33 for 254 yards, setting a NFL rookie record for completion percentage at 91.3%. The Commanders are now 2-1, scored on every possession except for kneel downs at the end of each half, and have not punted or turned the ball over in their last 2 games. That's crazy, Daniels said of the record. He said he couldn't remember being that efficient in his passing at any level. Neither Washington nor Cincinnati punted or had a turnover the first time that's happened in a game in the Super Bowl era. Burrow threw for a season best 324 yards and 3 scores, but the Bengals, who have now fallen to 0-3, simply couldn't keep up. Cincinnati is off to its worst start since dropping its first 11 games on the way to a 2-14 finish in 2019. Daniels' first career touchdown pass was a 1-yard loss to eligible tackle Trent Scott to start the second half. The second straight game in which the Bengals gave up a TD to a lineman. They were all discombobulated on defense, Daniel said. We got a sneaky one, excuse me. The Commanders were clinging to a 31-26 lead when Daniels connected with McLaurin from 27 yards out with 2:10 remaining for the game's sealing score. I put in the work, said Daniels. Last year's Heisman Trophy winner at LSU. What's done in the dark will always come to light. I just know that. I prepare for these moments week in and week out. I just have to go out there and play football and execute. In the first half, Washington got rushing touchdowns from Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Elliker, and Daniels. McLaurin had 4 receptions for 100 yards. The Bengals couldn't reach the end zone on 3 first half drives, with Evan McPherson kicking 2 field goals and missing another. Meanwhile, Washington didn't have a drive that fell short of the end zone until early in the fourth quarter when Austin Seibert kicked a 42-yard field goal to make it 31-20. Cincinnati got within 5 points on Burrow's second TD pass to Jamar Chase, but the 2-point conversion failed. Daniels then led a drive that ate up 7.5 minutes and ended with a toss to McLaurin, which had a completion probably of 10.3% according to NFL's Next Gen Stats. Cincinnati scored on a 1-yard run by Zach Moss to cut the deficit to 38-33 with 40 seconds left. But McPherson's onside kick was unsuccessful. Chase had 6 receptions for 118 yards and 2 TDs for the Bengals, who also got a touchdown by Andrei Viovis. I knew that would be difficult. A difficult football team, excuse me. Bengals coach Zach Taylor said, they scored on every possession last week, and they scored on every possession this week. It was a dangerous team. They were ready for us. They dictated the flow of the game. Daniels said He wants to show his competitive spirit in his first primetime game. I want to compete on a high level, excuse me. He said, I'm just blessed to go out there each and every Sunday and do things that a lot of people in the world can't do. And Monday or whenever we play. Uh, Commanders running back Elliker left in the second half with a concussion. Bengals offensive tackle Trent Brown was carted off the field with a right knee injury in the first half and did not return. The Commanders now are 2-1. We'll look to go to 3-1. Uh, this Sunday as they will take on Arizona at State Farm Stadium in Arizona. And the Bengals will be in Carolina to take on the Panthers and look to get their first win of the season. And my brother-in-law took Jacksonville, and he lost on that one. And right now, I have got for the Buffalo Jacksonville game. Now I got to give the game balls to the Commanders. Jalen Daniels, 21 of 23 carries and attempts, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. And that was on the receiving on the rushing end. 12 attempts, 39 yards, 1 touchdown. And Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. So, and I took Cincinnati and lost. Oh, shit. I took Cincinnati and lost. Excuse me, I'm having a little technical problem with my webcam here. Yeah, I took Cincinnati and I lost on that one, and so did my brother-in-law. And I went 8-8. I won the picks, and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle, took a bloodbath this week. Did not do so high, 3-13. So I've already done my week 4 picks. I'll get my Thursday night one tomorrow. And you'll get the rest of them this weekend along with my brother-in-law's. And we're going to look ahead to week 4 now. We got some great matchups for you. Beginning with tomorrow's Thursday night game, which will be the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants. And that'll be at 8:15 on Fox, I believe. Yes, it'll be on Fox or on Amazon Prime. Now the Sunday games, the early games, New Orleans Saints are at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Cincinnati's at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Rams are at Soldier Field in Chicago to take on the Bears. Minnesota is in Green Bay at legendary Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who will look to get their first win of the season, are in Houston at Energy Stadium to take on the Texans. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who will look to remain undefeated and go to 3-0 in the season, are in Indianapolis to take on the Colts. The Denver Broncos are in MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Jets on Sunday. Philadelphia is in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida to take on Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. And those are the early games. And the late afternoon games, we got 4 of those at the 4 o'clock games. The Washington Commanders are in Arizona at State Farm Stadium to take on the Cardinals. The Patriots are at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California to take on the 49ers. The Cleveland Browns, who will look to try to even up their record at 2-2, are in Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Kansas City, who will look to remain undefeated, who are now 3-0, who will look to remain undefeated, and as they go, they are in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, to take on the LA Chargers. Sunday Night Football, the Bills will look to remain undefeated. Baltimore will look to even up their record as the Bills are in Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium to take on the Ravens. And we have a doubleheader again on Monday Night Football this coming Monday night. In the early game, which will be at 7:30, the Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee's in Miami to take on the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. And in the later game, which will start at 8:15, the Seattle Seahawks are in Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. So those are the games. That's the way the game we look for week 4. Those are the games that are set up for week 4. So that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports. Actually, before I do, I'm going to give my player of the week in that impressive. I got to give it to Josh Allen, Bills quarterback Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes. So I got to give it to him. He's my player of the week. Now that's going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football post-game show. I'll be back with the Thursday Night Football pre-game show tomorrow before the Cowboys Giants game, and I'll do the post-game show after it's concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.